Today is the final day of the Electronic Entertainment Expo, more commonly known as E3. The annual event is the largest gaming show of the year, and I'm going to kick it over to our very own Master Chief, our gaming editor, Gordon, to tell us more about what this event is and why it's so important. Gordon?
That's gaming editor / musical theater editor. Thank you very much. All right, so E3 is upon us. We're in the final days. And if you're unfamiliar with this event, it's where the gaming industry comes together to announce new games. They show new gameplay. It's basically gamer heaven. So usually I'd be sweating to death in the packed Los Angeles Convention Center, checking out all the latest games, surrounded by millions of gamers. But due to COVID, all that business has been moved online. Now, that's not a bad thing, because now we can bring it to you on X1 and Flex, and it's all available using the voice command, Summer Gaming Central, hence the shirt, and now the sunglasses, Summer Gaming Central. So here you're going to find all the big news, trailers, gameplay, interviews, and more from all the summer's big gaming shows, not just E3. So be sure to keep checking back all summer for more gaming news. So there have been all kinds of big reveals, like the new outer space epic Starfield. There's going to be a new Guardians of the Galaxy game. There's a vampire slaughterfest called Redfall. And just today, a new 2D Metroid title was announced. It's called Metroid Dread. It's been a long time since we've got to see Samus, so excited for that. We also had some long-awaited updates on games like George R.R. Martin is working on a game called Elden Ring. The upcoming Halo Infinite, we got more on that. And finally, to Infinity, we got more information on the sequel to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild just a couple hours ago. And I tell you, that Nintendo presentation was a roller coaster of emotions for me. Like I said, they announced they were going to do a Zelda sequel a couple of years ago, and then we haven't heard anything about it. So they started off the presentation with one of the Zelda characters being carried around, and you're like, oh goodness, we're finally going to get it. And it was for something else. It was for Smash Brothers. I was so upset. Very angry, not pleased. So I'm annoyed, and I'm watching the rest of the stuff, and it's all very interesting. And they mentioned Metroid, and that made me happy. And then they mentioned for the Zelda anniversary, they're releasing a Game & Watch. And what that is Game & Watch is kind of a very small gaming system that was kind of big in the late 80s in the United States. It existed in Japan earlier than that, where you could play like a single game. And that actually kind of hit me in the feels, because my dad used to travel internationally all the time. He traveled to Saudi Arabia, to Indonesia, to Japan. And whenever he'd be in Japan, he'd pick one of these up for me. So I kind of had these in the States before anybody else did. So I hadn't seen it or thought of it in decades. So to see that, my father passed a couple months ago. So to see that was, you know, so we went from angry to excited to, you know, kind of feeling all the feels. It was kind of a really cool moment that Game & Watch is coming back. And then they topped it off finally by giving us another look at The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2. They didn't even give us a title. They just showed us gameplay. It looks like we're heading up into the clouds for this one. Couldn't be more excited. And then at the end, they finished it off with a number, which was 2022. So it's going to be a while, at least a year and a half. But super excited. Again, and that was the Nintendo presentation that was today. And if you want to check it out, you can watch the full one from them, from Microsoft, from Square Enix. All of the game presentations are available at Summer Gaming Central. So now I am super psyched. So we have what, 8 or 9 What to Watch editors. 3 of them are gamers, and they're all here today. I'm super excited. David's a gamer, Scott's a gamer. I want to know which of the titles you guys are most excited to play. I'll kick it off with my pick. Now, obviously, I'm excited for the new Zelda, obviously, but I'm pretty sure we're not going to get our hands on that for at least a year and a half. So I don't have that kind of patience. So I'm going to go with Halo Infinite. It's coming out this holiday season, and it looks amazing. This was originally supposed to be a launch title. It was going to come out with the Xbox Series X, but it wasn't looking so great. So they held off, they took their time, and now it looks awesome. Good things come to those who wait. There's a lesson in there. Cyberpunk. Excuse me. At any rate, this is what I'm most looking forward to. So let's take a look at Halo Infinite.
Claim the enemy flag. Return it to base. Ordnance drop inbound. flag is ours. Please call us at your earliest convenience.
So good. And David, I don't know if you know what you started, but going forward, I'm going to insist you guys call me Master Chief. That's just how it's going to be. All right. So David, what grabbed your attention at E3?
Well, I mean, what just grabbed my attention now is that George R.R. Martin is working on a video game instead of just finishing his books. Stop doing other things and finish that book, dude. Like, there's time for all this other, like, you know, finish the book. Just finish the book. Sorry. What am I excited about? Starfield is what I'm excited about. You mentioned it a little bit at the beginning, but I'm really excited about Bethesda's 2022 RPG called Starfield. The game was first announced at E3 back in 2018, and we finally got our first look at the game over the weekend. Before I continue, let's take a quick look at that trailer.
We've come to the beginning of humanity's final journey.
Prepare for departure. Graviton loop array full check. Your space lane is clear.
That's why we're here.
Main engines go. Ignition.
To discover what's out there.
Good luck, Constellation. You are go for.
So, right, it looks pretty cool.
Stuff in space.
If you're unfamiliar with the game studio Bethesda, they're behind RPG franchises like The Elder Scrolls and Fallout. So you know this crew knows how to do big, epic, open-world games. Not much is known about the story or gameplay, but Bethesda director and executive producer has called it Skyrim in space and likened it to a Han Solo simulator where players can get in a ship and explore the galaxy. You know, that's right up my alley. Scott and I have talked a lot about Assassin's Creed Valhalla and just that open world experience and the never-ending need to feel like you have to search for every little blue and yellow dot on the entire map and it just being maddening until you've cleared every section to the point where you just give up because you're like, I'm 200 hours into this. What have I done with my life?
I'm not a quitter, David. I do not give up.
I gave up
find
so
every
fast.
dot.
I was like, as long as I have enough points and experience to be able to defeat the main quest and all of that, like, I don't need to find every piece of like gauntlet, helmet, whatever. I don't need all that. But I'm really excited about this, and Starfield drops on Xbox and PC on November 11th, 2022. And let's hope they fix all the bugs before it drops, right, Bethesda? Come on, fix those bugs before you drop it, please. Yeah. So, Scott, what are you looking forward to?
Hello.
Out of E3?
Gosh, David, so many things. Honestly, like, there's a lot of these games I've been following like prior to E3. So like Gotham Knights, Guardians, Far Cry 6, Five Nights at Freddy, Happy Game, Kiwi, like honestly. And then of course, Dodgeball Academia, because you can't go wrong with a dodgeball game. But unlike you guys, you know, going off into space, I like to stick with things that are a little bit more like realistic. So I chose Back 4 Blood, which is a zombie hunting game.
Are you calling that realistic?
Absolutely. Like, look.
Because people go to space all the time, Scott.
Wait, what?
People don't fight zombies that
often. People fight zombies all the time. I don't know what kind of world you're living in, but yeah, no, Back 4 Blood, zombies. Like, exactly. The living dead. But no, so this is by the same creators as Left 4 Dead, which is a game that I used to play all of the time with my old housemates. It was just a really good co-op game that you could just jump in and work together to kill hordes of zombies. And there's all these like special ones that had like superpowers that would either like explode and then, or liquor, not liquors, what's the one with the tongue? And then I can't remember. There's one with the tongue, the spitters that like did something else. And then there was The Witch, which of course was like the absolute worst. So this game seems to like have a lot of those same elements. So I'm super excited about it because I've been wanting to have a game like this to play with those same friends that I used to play with, but now virtually. So let's take a look at a clip.
Some sort of invitation, never coming along. Oh no, you get just what you get. Hang in there, Holly. Get high with your best friends. No rest for the wicked.
Let's go.
You're here. Come on. God, I love Mondays.
Mondays, am I right? Like, that's the typical Monday for me, so I don't know what you guys are getting into, but I feel like we missed an opportunity here because Landon wasn't here earlier. Now, Gordon, your pick was Halo Infinite, and I know Landon does a really sick Halo song.
I can't help but get back though. So
that's like it's like your ventriloquist act because you don't even know your lips. Like
exactly. Sports editor and Gregorian chant master. There we
go. So we've never been to space, but we have fought zombies. That's what I was just wanting to clear up.
I can only speak from my own personal experience. I don't know about you guys. I haven't been to space, you know, but
okay.
But he's fought zombies.
That I took from there.
But he's fought zombies.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Got it.
So, okay, Gordon, remind us of that voice command one more time if everyone wants to check out
you mean
coverage.
This voice command? Summer Gaming Central. You got to hit a button, you do that too. You can't just do it. You can't throw the remote to yourself and look cool like I did. Summer Gaming Central.
Thank you, Master Chief.
Oh, see? I'm glad that's catching on. I need a new lower third. Master Chief, gaming editor / musical theater editor.
Get it updated.